Hi guys, the practice you are going to be completing today is all of this 1.4 practice on page 18 of your record and practice journal. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through a few examples on each of these just so you can be set up for success, and then maybe you can have a few free easy problems. All right, so this very first section asks us to list the factor pairs of the number. Remember, factor pairs are two numbers that multiply to get to a certain number. So in this case, I'll do number 3 for you. Let's think about numbers that multiply to 10. So one factor pair of 10 would be 1 and 10, because 1 times 10 equals 10, of course. So 1 and 10 is one factor pair. What's another factor pair? How about this? 5 and 2. So there are the two factor pairs. Those are the only pairs of numbers that multiply to 10. Let's try another example quickly. So how about 55? Let's do this one right below. I know that 1 and 55, because 1 times any number would be the answer. Does 2 go into it? It doesn't, since it's not an even number. Would 3 go into it? It would not. 4, no. 5, I know 5 would go into it. 5 times 11. And I believe that that would be all of the numbers that go into 55. So those are all of the factor pairs. All right, let's move on to doing prime factorization for a few examples. So remember, prime factorization is when we write the value as a product of its prime numbers. So I'm just going to write this real quick. So product of prime numbers, in case you forgot. And typically we use a factor tree to break these down. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see better. And let's do number 40. So I'm going to break this down. Think about two numbers that multiply to 40. How about 4 and 10? That's the first one that came to my mind. And now you're going to keep breaking down these numbers until they're only prime numbers. So to get 4, I know I would multiply 2 and 2. Those are both prime, so I can circle them. And to get to 10, I know I'd multiply 2 and 5. 2 is prime, and actually so is 5, since the only factors of 5 are 1 in itself. So the prime factorization of 40 would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. That would be the prime factorization of 40. And remember, you are always safe to check your work by multiplying those numbers. 2 times 2 would give us 4. 4 times 2 would give us 8, and 8 times 5 would give us 40, so we know we are correct. And remember, another way you can write this is 2 to the third power times 5, since 2 times 2 times 2 is the same as 2 to the third power. All right, let's do another example. Which one do you guys want to do? Let's do 65. Let's do this one. All right, same thing, let's break it down. I know that any number that ends in 5 is a factor of. 5 times what, though? I know 5 times 10 would give me 50, so I would need 3 more. So that means 13. 13 and 5. This is not a common one, but the 5 is prime, and 13 actually is also prime because nothing goes into that other than 3 in itself. So this one, our prime factorization is just 13 times 5. All right? There are 2 examples for you, 4 examples from all of your work, and I'll help you set up this last one. So this last one says, a fitness instructor arranges 30 people into rows. Each row has the same number of people, and it asks you these questions. So can the instructor arrange the people into rows of 6? So how would we solve this? To solve, we would see if 6 is a factor of 30. And same thing below. So same thing as here. To solve, we would see if 9 is a factor of 30. So hopefully that sets you up for success on these. So on this assignment, you will need to upload a picture of your work into the Google form. And the only one I'm going to ask you guys to put into the Google form is questions 7 through 12. That doesn't mean that 7 through 12 are the only ones that are assigned. It's the only one I want to check your progress on in order to know if you're able to do prime factorization successfully. So 9 and 12 should definitely be right since I just did those examples, and then complete the rest as well as the rest of the page to get full credit on this assignment. Okay? Don't forget you can use me as a resource in the live if you get stuck. Thanks for watching.